Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and I'm glad to see you all here. My name is Paul Joseph. I've been in the fashion and beauty industry for the past 40 plus years, and I have created this channel so that I can share my experiences not only in the industry but also in my personal journey through life and this career. And I'm hoping to be of service to anyone who needs or could use what I say here or what is exposed here. If you're new, please, welcome to my world. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a free and great way to support the channel. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description below. Also, I am asking for you to make comments and questions and ask me anything. If you want me to share anything with you, please let me know. So let's dive in. Thank you.
You better do this right.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about something that is very important for all hairdressers working behind a chair, which is the client that it's our bread and butter, which we may want to accept it or not. And those are the ones that are coming every month or so to get their gray coverage. Those people who are not ready to, continue their lives with their gray hair. Yes, more and more these days, people are deciding not to continue coloring their hair for whatever reason. One of them might be the whole, going through the trouble of every 6 weeks, to getting their hair colored and the cost and so forth and so on. Maybe they're just not happy with you. Maybe they're not happy with the color that, the results that they're getting from you. Whatever the reason is. Maybe they're too scared about cancer my mother dyed her hair for over 40 years, and she didn't have any cancer or anything. And so the important thing about these clients is that we do have to have a relationship with them, because these are the people that have to come often to retouch their gray hair, whether it's male or female. Yes, if you're a creative person, which I am, and many of us are, doing the ombre techniques, which are beautiful if you do them right and everything's done correctly. They're great, but these clients only come like maybe twice a year, and these are techniques that they're not. You don't have to retouch them like every single time, like highlights and color. So you have to develop a relationship, or you have to build up a clientele that is color dependent from you. And besides doing a good job and formulating right, you have to be, personable to them. You have to be nice. Also, making sure that the process is not a harsh process. What do I mean by that? For years and years and years, I remember when I started school, part of the problem was when clients wanted a dark color, their skin, their hairline would get so stained that it would be hard to walk out of the salon, with the stains in the skin. And sometimes they had to, because there's really was nothing out there to protect except for Vaseline. But you and I know that Vaseline is risky, because Vaseline would be like a barrier. If it gets into the hair, you're going to have that trouble, which is worse, I think, than the stain. And people still insist on using Vaseline. And there are products out there, expensive products that, there was the last salon that I worked in, can't remember the name of it, but it had something to put on the hairline so that it would protect the hair. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an expensive product. What I'm going to talk about is something you can Google it and get it anywhere in any apothecary. that sells products to make soaps and all that stuff. So I remember when I was in school, they used to teach us that, the best, and it is, because I've tried it myself, is cigarette ashes. Cigarette ashes to get that stain out of, it's the best. And the only thing we had at that time was, I think it was from Rue, it was called Clean Touch. It was a liquid that was supposed to take the stains, but it might have worked, for blondes, but when we were talking about a dark color, like a dark brown to black, ugh, it was horrible. It was also suggested to use perm lotion, but you can imagine perm lotion, the stink and all that stuff. And I don't remember if I ever tried it and did it work. I don't remember. But cigarette ashes was the best. I would, wet a little bit of a towel with a Clean Touch and dip it in the ashes. It would disappear, the stain in a second. Anyways, back in Boston, I worked in the salon, and this assistant introduced me, hooked me up with this product. It was from KMS. And the product was called Between, and it was when KMS had those white bottles. I don't know if anybody remembers those white bottles. And and then a few years later, when I moved to Miami from Boston, and I started using it, and it was, oh my God, it was a game changer. It was like, I didn't have to worry about stains. It didn't matter the color that I used. I mean, I never used black, jet black or anything like that, but dark colors. So when I moved to Miami, a few years after, KMS decides to reformulate, or I don't know if they sold the company. So when they reformulate and repackage their products, one of the things that they decided to do was discontinue this product, the Between. And I was freaking out because, it was a big game changer. Because if I had to wash the hair, I didn't want to go through the trouble of scrubbing the client's hair with whatever to get the stain off. And so I decided to buy as much as I could get my hands off on of this Between KMS. And I was like also stressing that at some point when it was finished, I was going to have to hire a chemist to figure out how to come up with this product. And one day I decided to look at the ingredients of this product. I said, why not? Everything in the US has a list of ingredients. And I looked at the ingredients, and all I had, it was one ingredient, polysorbate 80. I'm sure especially people in my generation have heard about this, polysorbate 80. I believe it was used for, in margarines or things like that, in food things. And maybe other things, oils, I don't know. But I remember that name, and I said, oh my God, it's polysorbate 80. So I started Googling, where can I buy polysorbate 80? And, all these places that you can buy ingredients for, like, for whatever, to make candles, to make soaps, to make whatever. And you could buy them by the gallon, by the half gallons, whatever you wanted. So the stress, went away, and let me tell you, this product is a game changer. Try it. It's not gonna. I used it for the past 30 years at least, and you can put it. It can go into the hair. It'll even protect your scalp from relaxers. I think Paul Brown, who had a relaxer, I think used this. They didn't call it polysorbate 80, but they had a product that was this to protect the scalp. You put it all over the scalp, apply the relaxer no matter what, and it wouldn't affect anybody's scalp. Anyways, so this is one of the things that this is one of the things you do to take care of your client. They can walk out of the salon after getting their color done, and they don't have any stains, so nobody knows that they had just had it done. This is part of our responsibility, our jobs, is that the client can walk out of the salon without these problems. So, anyways, that's the thing I wanted to talk about. One of the details, besides having a good consultation, a thorough consultation, asking the right questions. What is it that, and make sure you take a good look at your client to make sure you know how to formulate. As far as undertones, eye colors, what is it that she wants. The other thing that it's important is the pricing also, and we can talk about pricing later. And so anywho, I hope you got something out of this. If I'm missing something, if you are not clear on something, please make a comment down in the comment section. Ask questions, whatever. Also, if you're new, again, welcome, and please subscribe. It'll help the channel and support the channel. And I'll try to get these little tidbits of information out, to help people who need this information. Oh, I forgot. End papers. Let's put end papers. After I put the color, I would put end papers on the hairline so that the color would stay in the color. And, end papers will breathe. So don't worry about the oxygen not getting to the chemical process, or for the chemical process. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. Please subscribe, make comments, questions, and we will see you, or if you want me to clear up any doubts, hope to see you soon. Thank you.